If you can make something less there's less friction in it, where it's an automatic sign up and you start creating those network effects, it becomes habitual for them saying, this is my Friday thing. You're changing the behavior and then you're building relationships, and therefore people keep wanting to come out. You see someone that you know, I want to keep coming out to this. There's community, your tribe. All that stickiness came because you removed friction to get to that stickiness. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes. Actually, there's kind of 2 points I have around that. So in terms of behavior changing, this is actually because a lot of people, when I say we do volleyball, they assume we do like beach volleyball, but we actually almost exclusively do indoor.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big reasons for that is people are used to paying when they go to an indoor volleyball game, right?
Gotcha.
Pretty much always have to pay when you play indoor. So that behavior change isn't that different because we're just organizing the indoor game for people. They're still, I mean, they're going to be paying regardless. So there's not as much actual hesitancy or behavior change that you would expect to need for building a drop-in volleyball platform. And then the second piece around friction is the way we look at it is we actually use a ton of onboarding friction. And then after someone's onboarded and gone to a game, we try to take it all away.
Nice.
So the point of the onboarding friction is we're fundamentally connecting people in person at a sport, right? I'm not like Amazon where I want someone to order a volleyball game on their couch and then it arrives the next morning at their doorstep.
Sure.
So we want to make sure we have, first off, very high intent users who really, really want to play volleyball, but also we want to keep them safe. So I make all of my players download an app and then verify both their email and their phone number. Right?
Nice.
So we have very high confidence that all of our accounts are actual real people on our platform who are, going out to games, seeing where people are playing volleyball, chatting with other players. And then after they've kind of done all that, then it's like, all right, here, you're in, you're good. You can just play consistently at whatever game you want.
The auto sign up now works for you. Let me pull out the principle here as well. What Justin's explaining is the ideal customer profile is someone who is committed, who is going to build community. And we call it being a dictator at the door and then democratic on the dance floor, meaning let's create that friction so that someone really has to want it to get in, but then just all bets are off. And I'm going to share a similar story. When I launched an EdTech platform, we knew everybody was going to want to sign up because of our value proposition. But we need to make sure, and someone warned us, they said, your first cohort needs to be quality. And so we pinched off the cohort and we said, you have to go through 3 interviews. You have to already be an executive VP or a director or a manager or a C-suite at some level. So we could present that initial customer profile to the ideal customer profile and slowly expand from there. We got all the kinks out and we established a level of quality where people looked at us and they said, this is a quality product because look at the users. And that's going to be the same thing that's happening, that someone shows up to a Javelin game. They're like, wow, everybody has been vetted. I feel safe. I appreciate it. And therefore, they're not going to want to go to some drop-in game. They're not going to want to go to Meetup. They're not going to want to do all this other stuff. You've created a completely new environment and that set of behaviors that really helps solves the pain points that your volleyball players have experienced.
Yeah, actually, something really cool kind of related to that is you might have heard this term, culture eats strategy for breakfast.
100%.
It generally applies to businesses with this idea that businesses with good culture will outperform businesses with good strategy. One thing that I think a lot of people don't always appreciate is how impactful culture can be in almost any kind of group of individuals. So one thing that we lean a lot into is trying to set up good culture at our volleyball games. And we do this through a number of different ways, like one of which is just being very clear that, we expect players to help facilitate fun games, safe games, and positive experiences, positive environments. And then another thing that we've done that actually helped the overall quality of our games a lot is when it comes to our tryouts and rating players, we overemphasize skills like passing or setting, right? Skills that are essentially giving your teammates good balls to play with.
Gotcha.
Over a skill like hitting a volleyball, right?
Nice.
Which I think most people have a tendency of caring a lot about. And this allows our games to be essentially a lot more fun because the ball stays in the air longer. You get more touches in a rally. And just, again, small emphases like that make a big difference as they cascade into the community. Everyone embraces them and overall things just get a lot better for all of your members.
You use technology to guide user behavior, which helps with the experience, which helps with culture, which helps with network effects. I love it.